Hello and welcome back to Forge Academy. As usual, I'm Nick, your host, and today we are going with the third video from our free AutoCAD course from beginners to advanced users. Today we are going to learn about the three methods to draw a line in AutoCAD, the Cartesian method that we have also learned in the previous video, the polar method, and also the distance method to draw a line. We will learn about the snap and the ortho and polyline command in this tutorial. That being said, let's move on with our third tutorial for AutoCAD. So now you know how to draw the line by clicking on it or by typing the command. So I want also to use the Cartesian method that we used in the previous video to practice it a little more. So I don't want to start the first point in the coordinate system anchor point at 0. I want to be away 10 millimeters from it in both direction, horizontal and vertical. Therefore, I have to type the 10, use the tab to jump to the next value for the horizontal and also tab 10. So now we are 10 millimeters away from our 0 anchor point. The Cartesian method, it's when you type also the both horizontal and vertical values. So now if you want your next point to be around 15 millimeters vertical and 25 on the horizontal line axis, you have to type it like this. So I said that is 25 on the vertical with 15 on the 25 on the horizontal with 15 on the vertical. So now we have this line drawn. As you may see, you have here the length of 29 millimeters. Also, when you go again the line command, you can click anywhere, as you know, but is nothing show up when you want to make sure that you link your next line to the previous line. So for this you have to use the snap options. The snap, it's on your button right here, the square with another little vertex square on its corner. As it say now, it's off, but by clicking on it you can turn it on, or also by use the shortcut key, the F3 on your keyboard is the same way how you can toggle it on and off. So now let's see what is changed in our drawing. Let's go back to the line command, and it's asking for our first point. But as you may see now, when I go over the line, there is a little green square. So that is telling me that our point for our new line will be exactly on the top of the already drawn line. So now I can just click on it, and our first point is exactly at the end of the previous line. Now if I want to use the polar method, I have to use the angle. This is the polar method. So first you have to specify the length of the line, so it can be like 20 millimeters. Then use the angle sign and this or the tab to jump to the next value, and it's asking us for the degrees. So if you are saying this is 0, we'll just draw a horizontal line with your length. Then I can use the again to type its length, let's say 40, do the angle sign, and then we can type 90 degree and now you have a 40 millimeters vertical line. You can also use it same way by drawing the line at 45 degrees. It also works in the negative way, so if you put like a line right here and I want to be minus 20 at 45 degrees, it's a negative line in the left direction for where I first started the line. So this is the second method, the polar method, to draw a line. Now if you go back to our snap function here, you may see that when I click line, beside the two squares at the end of the line, you also have a triangle in the middle, as it says is the midpoint of the line. So now you know exactly where is the middle point of the line. So this is very helpful when you want to draw lines without having to do this from many other commands using the Cartesian or the polar method. I would have to draw one line here, then remember the middle, draw the other one, and so on. Instead of that, I can use the snap and show me the middle. In order to show you the middle and all the snap points, you have to go to this drop down arrow next to your snap button, click on it, and similar to the tabs or panels, you have to click on them to be activated. So I recommend to you to do the endpoint. This is what we have used before. Here is the midpoint, the middle of the line, the center. This is used for circles, as you may see. Is also useful. The geometric centers, you may click or not on it. You have the node, the quadrant, intersection of line, the extensions. You can use this as well. It will show you the extension of the line. So if I go back to the line command, I place the cursor here. It must show me the extension of the line. Let me place the first. As you may see, now we have also a green line over the my line, and it's also snap in place. So when I go with the cursor here, it snap a little and make me sure that this is an extension of the line. Sometimes not very helpful when you want to draw a line next to it, you have to zoom in to be able to be accurate. So you may keep it on or off. The extension, we have the tangent, the perpendicular, the nearest point, and the apparent intersection between two lines. Also the parallel if needed. That being said, now you know how to use the offset button. Remember, you can use also the button right here on the bottom, or also use the shortcut for snap button, the F3. Now, as you may see, when you click on the line, they are selected individually. This is the line command. So we can jump also to our second command from AutoCAD and the last command for our video today. This is the Polyline. It's also used for draw lines, and we will see now what is the difference between those two lines. So you can also use our third method to draw a line, which is the distance method. So I can just type the distance and use the enter button. So now you know that we have a 100 millimeters length line, but we don't know if this is horizontal or vertical or any other way. So for that, we can use another function that we have in AutoCAD, and it's called Ortho mode. This is also with a shortcut for F8, and by toggling this on, you will only draw the lines vertically or horizontally. even if it's the line or the polyline. So let's go back to the line command. Specify the first point. So as you may see, anywhere I move my cursor, it will only draw vertical or horizontal lines. So we cannot draw any angular um, oblique lines only if you use the snap function. If I see here, it will show me the endpoint of this line. So if I click on it, it will not take care of the ortho mode activated. So we'll place my line in the snap endpoint here. Is this similar for the polyline? The shortcut for the polyline is PL. So also you can drag your cursor over it. You will see that it is used to create segments that are linked between them and will manage to do and draw a closed object. This is very important because in order to go further for 3D modeling, you will want to have only closed objects. We will learn in the future videos what this means exactly. For now, it's enough to know how to use and write polyline. So you can draw lines. Also the difference, let's turn off the ortho mode. The difference between line and polyline, as I said, is that it creates a whole line. So when I click on it, it selects the, let's say, all three lines that are here if I draw the same shape using line. I don't have the ortho mode. So for the same shape drawn with line, you can select the individual segments, but for polyline you have only one shape from made of three segments. So now I can use the polyline and the ortho mode also to draw a square. Can use our polyline command to draw a closed shape. So if you want to make a rectangle, we can use also the show snapping reference line. This is like an extension of another line. So as you may see on the screen, I'm using the polyline. I go to the endpoint of the above polyline and now will show me where it ends by this green axis. So if I click it, I know that both polylines has the same length, but it calculates me the length of the both segments. So in order to show you, I have to delete this vertex. You can remove it by going with your cursor over it, then use the remove vertex here. So we'll delete one segment of your polyline. And now, as you may see, the both lines are the same length. Now we can go back to polyline. By using your right click or the space bar, you can repeat your last command. So now you have a shape. I can also draw it. It's not a closed shape because I have uh, ended my polyline command and used that again to show you the length of the lines, but I can also create a rectangle using polyline and also be a closed shape. As you may see now, when I click on it, it select me the whole rectangle, but when you go in the property, it may show you that it's not closed. So I will show you your first trick to remember for further drawing in AutoCAD. When you want to make sure that you have a closed shape, just draw it incompleted like this. For our case, the rectangle, you can do only the three segments and then you can switch from closed to yes, and this will guarantee you that you have a closed shape and the AutoCAD will acknowledge the shape as being closed beside the drawn rectangle that even if it may be closed, the AutoCAD doesn't acknowledge it as being closed. That being said, today we have learned about the snap, the ortho mode, the tree method to draw a line, also the object snap tracking to help you to know where some line ends, where when there is parallel between two lines. You will see this option will be helpful in many other ways. Also, it has a shortcut on your keyboard by using the F11. That being said, practice those options. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next tutorial from the free CAD Auto course. And if there are any other questions, make sure to write them in the comments below and I will help you with the answers. See you on the next video. Bye.